Deep in the heart of a lush green forest lived a small rabbit named Hops. Hops was a kind and gentle soul, always ready with a helping paw for anyone in need. But his greatest dream was to be able to talk to the animals around him. Every night before sleep, he would gaze up at the stars and wish upon them to understand the language of the birds, the trees, and the babbling brooks. One day, while hopping through the woods, Hops stumbled upon a clearing he'd never seen before. In the center stood an ancient oak, its branches gnarled and twisted like an old man's fingers. Beneath it lay a tiny acorn, no bigger than Hops' nose. As he hopped closer, the acorn began to glow, and when Hops nudged it with his nose, it shot up into the air and landed on his head. Suddenly, Hops felt a jolt of energy surge through him, and the world around him exploded with sound. He could hear the whispering wind as it rustled through the leaves, gossiping secrets only the trees could tell. He listened to the babbling brook singing its cheerful song and the birds tweeting about their day up above. Hops had been granted the magical ability to talk to animals. At first, Hops was in awe. He could understand and speak the language of the forest. He greeted the birds as they flew by and asked the squirrels what they were up to in their cozy treetop homes. The animals were initially surprised to be able to understand Hops, but they quickly warmed up to him and his friendly chatter. As days turned into weeks, Hops realized that his gift wasn't just about talking to animals. It was about understanding them, their feelings, their joys, and their sorrows. He became a sort of interpreter between the animals and the humans who lived on the edge of the forest. One afternoon, Hops was hopping through the woods when he heard a distressed cry. It was Penelope the peacock, her voice filled with worry. "Ah, my precious eggs, they're gone. Someone or something has taken them from my nest." Hops rushed to Penelope's side. "Don't worry," he said. "I'll help you find out what happened." He asked the nearby rabbits if they'd seen anything, and they told him they'd heard some strange noises near Penelope's nest that morning. Following the sound, Hops came across a family of hedgehogs. They were sweet creatures, but known for being a bit nosy. Hops explained Penelope's missing eggs and asked if they'd seen anything. The mother hedgehog, Prickles, seemed to remember something. "Well, now that you mention it, we did hear some commotion this morning. And one of my little ones, Humphrey, was eyeing those eggs rather pointedly." She looked down at her baby hedgehogs, who were innocently playing with a pinnacone. "Humphrey, was it you?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. The little hedgehog shuffled his feet. I couldn't resist, Mr. Rabbit. They looked so small and fragile. I just had to take a peek." Hops understood. He knew how tempting it could be to investigate something so strange. But he also knew that Penelope was heartbroken. Hops went back to Penelope and explained what had happened. While she was upset that her eggs had been disturbed, she was relieved to know they were safe. From that day on, Hops continued to use his gift to help the animals. He became known throughout the forest as the rabbit who could talk to animals, a small rabbit with a big heart who could understand the language of the forest and help anyone in need. And so, Hops lived out his days, no longer wishing upon the stars, for his dreams had come true. He had become part of the very forest he loved, all because of a tiny acorn and a wish to understand the animals around him. The forest was a better place because of Hops, the little rabbit who had dared to dream and listen to the whispers of the wind.